And I think, for example, like what you're doing with this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
you're someone this is not a very traditional thing to do, to have a podcast like this. This is very much going outside of the lines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I encourage is people to do in our community. Because you're putting out something in the world. This podcast, you're putting it out into the world. Whereas if you just did a regular 9-to-5 job, maybe your work doesn't have any effect on the world. If you're just busy, I make fun of my friends in tech a little bit. They spend all this time, and what do? They design like a button that's on a website that nobody uses. I'm like, maybe you can put something out in the world.
Don't they beat you for that?
My wife's in tech, so she'll beat me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you for appreciating. So how important is money for you at this time?
So money is very important. And money is important because it's freedom. That's the reason why. And unfortunately, one of the downsides of living in America is the higher education, the way the tuitions are sky high. And so I want to tell people to go study whatever you want, and that's what I have said. But then you also get saddled with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. And debt is slavery. And when you're in debt, then you are forced to do a job that's the only reason why I have to work so much in the hospital is because of all of not only debt, but also you get what's called golden handcuffs. Your friends drive certain cars, it all has an effect on you, even if you don't want it to have it.
Yep.
And so I do think money would be liberating. If I wish that I always wish that some old guy somewhere is going to see my work and say, you know what, I'm going to give my will and I'm going to will $1 billion.
That's a good.
And then I could quit my hospital job and I could just study ancient books and put stuff out there. And so I do think money is important. And that's why I think it is important for people in our community who become entrepreneurs and make a lot of money. I have no problem with that. I think that's very important to do. But then if you're going to do that, then invest that money into the community and invest that not only in charitable works. We do a great job of that. Muslims do a great job.
Yeah, but
one thing we don't do is invest in think tanks, in cultural developments, institutions. So that's really, I think,
very important.
I say this somewhat bitterly. I say that people like me and other people who are interested in this thing. So I have a friend. He's a professor now. He's a young professor. He just graduated from Harvard. He's a professor now at a small university. Honestly, he makes less than a manager would make at a fast food chain. So that shows how little we value intellectual thought.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know this person personally. He is studying some amazing ideas and he's creating knowledge. We don't value knowledge. So we pay somebody millions of dollars to put a ball into a round hoop. We pay millions of dollars, but we don't pay people who are thinking about philosophy, religion, humanity. The thing that makes us human being, we don't value. Yeah. So so the answer is it is very important, but it's important not to fixate on it. So that's why I do think those traditional religious values of a level of asceticism in the sense of not getting into the glitz and the glamour, because that is also slavery then to buy big cars, big houses. You're going to be working till you're dead then. And you won't be able to do those things that you were actually meant to do on earth. So money is important, but it's only a means. It's not the end. So that's what I would say.